Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to take your own personal body measurements with the help of nobody. So if you've been wanting to take your body measurements without using a mannequin or without asking anybody for help, this tutorial is for you. The measurements you'll be taking include shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, shoulder to hips, your bust round, under bust, nipple to nipple, half length, hip round, knee round, and sleeves. So the measuring tools that you would need include your measuring tape and also your pad. Make sure that whenever you're taking your personal body measurement, you're on a fitted dress. That way you're going to be able to take your measurement and it's going to be as accurate as possible. The first measurement we'll be taking right here is the shoulder measurement. And to take your shoulder measurement, place your tape right on your shoulder bone and make sure that that is directly opposite your armpits. So this is how you're going to be placing your tape, and this is where your shoulder is going to be. After that, we're going to be taking your shoulder to your bust point, shoulder to your under bust point, shoulder to your half length. So pick your tape and place it directly on your shoulder bone and then stretch it across these three areas that I have mentioned. Make sure that on your bust point, the tape touches your nipple and then you go down to your half length. To find your half length, make sure that it is 2 inches above your navel point. The next measurement to consider is the round bust measurement, also known as the bust circumference. To take this measurement, place your tape on your bust point, okay? So make sure that your tape is placed on your nipple point and then make sure that you place a finger inside your tape. That way you would have some ease, okay, whenever you're taking your measurement. Now, one tip you should learn when taking this measurement is that you should always wear a bra if whatever you're going to make has a bustier or you would be wearing a bra on it. So the reason you're wearing a bra is because if you do not wear one while you're taking this measurement, you are going to have a tight fitting if you eventually wear one while you're wearing the dress. The next measurement after the bust point is your under bust measurement, and your under bust measurement is directly after your bust, okay? So this is where your under bust measurement is. Always remember to place a finger inside your tape so that you would have ease, okay? So place your tape like this around your under bust region and then you're going to get your under bust measurement. It's actually this simple, okay? Then after that, we're going to head over to the waist measurements, which is also the half length, right? So like I said earlier, the half length is actually the part of your stomach that looks as if it's coming inside a bit, all right, on the waistline. So, and I said if you also want to realize where your half length is, you should take at least 2 inches above your navel. That can actually serve as your half length. Some people can actually decide to bend. That way, if you bend, you would realize the part at which your half length is going to be. So by taking your half length measurements, make sure that you place your tape round that point that you have found as your half length and then place a finger inside of your tape to be able to get ease. Make sure that when you're taking this measurement, you do not take this measurement with your stomach tucked in, because if you do that, it is not going to give you accuracy when you're putting this together, especially if the dress you're going to wear, you would actually have to eat before you wear them. So the next measurement on my list is my half length to the hip line. So how do I know where my hip line is? The hip line is at the center of the buttocks. So you can decide to pick it from the side or pick it from this point as so, okay? So make sure that you place your tape on that point that you took your half length, and then stretch it over to where you have the center of your hip line, which is actually the center of your buttocks. Then we'll just go ahead and take the hip round measurements. Like I said earlier, the hip is at the center of the buttocks. The reason we are taking it at this point is that the buttocks actually is the biggest thing in this region, right? So that is what you're going to be using to measure your hip. So all you need to do is to place your tape around that point, and then, like you've always done, put a finger in between your tip and your skin, and then go ahead and take this measurement. Then after that, we're going to go ahead to measure the sleeves. So you see the arm has curves. So to make sure that you get a perfect sleeve, I always recommend that you would take all the points of this arm that actually have curves. So starting from the upper part, we have the upper arm, we have the lower arm, we have the 3/4, and we have the thigh. So to do this on your own, just place your tape on your shoulder and stretch your hand as so, okay? And then mark the points that I have mentioned. These are the points that I pointed out on my own arm. Then when you're actually done doing that, this is the way you're going to be placing your tape round, and then fix one finger in between your tip and your skin to take your thigh measurement, then go above to take your 3/4 measurement, and then you would take your upper arm and your lower arm measurement. Remember, by so doing, you would get accurate fittings whenever your client or whenever you want to wear your clothes. Without actually measuring all these parts, it will be difficult to get a fitting, okay? So make sure that you take all of these parts and then just go ahead and measure it like so. So the next measurement on my list is my half length to my knee length. To do this, place your tape on your half length, exactly the place that you have your half length, and then you stand while stretching the tape across your body, okay, like so. Now when you do this, it's advisable to have a mirror in front of you so that you can see exactly where it is without having to bend. Now after taking my half length to knee measurement, I am going to be taking my knee round. Now to take your knee round, you're going to make sure that you spread your leg as wide as you want your dress to actually be, okay? So spread your leg like so if you want to have some ease when you're working around. So when you do this, you try to walk around. That way you would know if you'd be able to work on whatever dress you're making. Lastly, I am going to be taking my neck measurement. Now, I love to take my neck measurements because I do not like a situation when I am actually done cutting my neck, I will not have a proper fitting. So I believe that taking proper measurements actually help you to have proper fittings, okay? So I'll just go ahead and take my neck measurement like so. So how to take your neck measurement, you place your tape on this part. Now make sure that you do not place your tape at the topmost part, okay, or the center. If you place it at this part down here, okay, you would be able to have the accurate measurements for a neckline that you need. So these actually are the basic measurements that you would need as a beginner trying to learn how to measure your own clothes or learn how to take your own proper body measurements yourself, okay? Thank you for watching. See you in the next class. Bye.